Hey everyone, I'm Derek Mazzarella, certified financial planner here with Gateway Financial Partners. I'm so excited today because we have Avi Smith-Rapaport with us from We Care Computers, and we're going to talk about how to protect yourself from identity theft, fraud, computer stuff. And Avi's an expert on that. So Avi, welcome. How are you, bud?
I'm really great. Super excited to be here with you today, Derek, and I appreciate the time.
Absolutely. All right, so Avi, why don't you start us off? Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do and how do you help people?
So my goal in life, Derek, is to heal the world. And in addition to that, I run an IT services company. We're coined managed services provider named We Care Computers. Our world headquarters is in West Hartford, Connecticut, and we're typically servicing clients throughout Connecticut, Western Mass, sometimes beyond. It's a really exciting, sometimes tumultuous time these days with everything going on in the world. And I have a fantastic team behind me. I started the business in 2004, so we've been around for a couple minutes. And I do a lot of work in the community. That's very big for me and my organization. So I sit on a number of boards, work with a number of chambers of commerce. I could sit on the board of the West Hartford Chamber of Commerce and run the membership committee. I'm very involved with the Glastonbury Chamber of Commerce and some of their work. I sit on the board of a 360 Federal Credit Union out of Windsor, which I really enjoy, and that was really interesting for me. And lots of other things, but we're always busy. And right now, currently, I'm raising money for breast cancer awareness for Real Men Wear Pink, and the campaign is going phenomenally well. We're just about at $16,000, and I
Wow.
have till thank you. It's been a pretty exciting ride till November the 3rd, I want to say. That's when the big finale end thing is, and yeah, those are, and I'm an avid triathlete, which is a very big part of my life. I've completed 4 full Ironman in my life, which is a pretty big race. And I have an amazing wife who I met when I was a junior in school at UConn. And my son Sam is with 2 M's is 21 years old. He's making his way in this world, and my younger guy Max is with 2 X's is 19. And Brady has 2 Y's. He's a dog and he's playing at daycare right now because we have a little bit of busy day. So
Well, you don't sound busy at all, Avi, so I don't understand. So if anyone tells you they don't have time, I'm just gonna bring up you, and they'll be like, "Oh, no, I have some time. I have some time." That's great. So, and we'll put a link to the breast cancer
oh, sweet.
link here. So feel free to donate your cause. I don't know if we'll have this out by November 3rd, but we'll try our best. Either way, still
Awesome.
donate because it's not like the charity stops after November. So.
Right.
All right, Avi. So let's kind of get into it. How do we help people? Let's kind of think. All right. So I was kind of telling you before this call. I had a story about a client whose email was intercepted and someone was trying to take money from her account, and thankfully we had enough backstops in our system where we called her and she was like, "Oh, I wasn't requesting any of that stuff." So a lot of fraud out there, a lot of ways people can get your information. So what are some of the things that people should really look out for and do to protect themselves?
Great question. I think these days, like you said, you need to be extra vigilant about the phone calls you're getting, the emails. I mean, people think about hacking, and back in the day, hacking was someone would get in through your computer, and they would get in there, get through your firewall if you have a firewall, or get through your antivirus program if you're not a large organization, and they did what they want to do. These days, as you said, people are getting phone calls. So there's a lot more social engineering going on, and these people are being really creative. And as you get into larger situations, which I don't think we hear so much about, it's even worse. Like these organizations have like help desks, like with the ransomware things you've seen,
Yeah.
where these hacking organizations are requesting money to unlock your data. They're our business now, which brings up other ethical things that I have issues with, but that's all right. But that's what's going on in the world. So be extra vigilant. If you're getting phone calls that sound weird, you can always hang up. If it's really your bank and they need to talk to you, they'll get in touch with you, and or you can hang up, and then you can go to your wherever you keep your information, go to online to find the bank's number and call them directly, and then have a conversation. See, was someone trying to get in touch with me? Those are very important. Another thing that's funny that happens even to a lot of whether it's businesses but also just home users, is they get calls they think from Microsoft. We're a IT company. We are Microsoft partners.
Yeah.
If you knew how hard it was for us to get a hold of Microsoft ourselves, and we make them a lot of money, you would laugh. So Microsoft is not going to be calling any end users to discuss their licensing information or anything like that. Um, yeah, so be vigilant and just really take a step back. They scammers in the world, that they like to create a sense of urgency. There is no urgency. If you owe your bank money, they're gonna come after you. They're gonna come back. They're gonna send you letters. Like
Right.
there's
Right.
nothing that needs to be taken right now.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's a good. And if you're a company doing business in this world, I highly recommend going to a professional. Just like when people want to invest their money, and they are maybe not a financial advisor like you are with all the knowledge, and that's your business. Like, maybe don't invest your money. Maybe go to someone like Derek. Like, to me, it just makes sense. Find a vendor who you can trust,
Yeah.
um, who studies this every day, who knows all the ins and outs, who knows the tax liability, all these crazy things. So for an organization, you really want to work with a managed services provider, whether it's WeCare, whether it's whoever. I mean, the guys are constantly learning. There's constantly new threats coming out, and it's, again, we need to be vigilant on our end to support
Yeah.
our end users. Um,
Well, let me ask this, Avi. So, more like, what do you
please.
typically see when someone's doing their own duct tape, IT themselves, and what's the big issue with that? I mean, I can probably
Ah,
point out things in my industry, but I'm sure you probably have a laundry list. You're just like bursting to tell this.
yeah, well, that's a good question also. So there's a baseline level of security that you want to follow in an organization. Let's say you're a law firm, and someone, a partner, or someone is doing IT work, or a friend, or something. They're just things they're not aware of, and they don't know the baseline standards in the industry. They don't know anything about cybersecurity. They probably have heard it, they've read about it. Do they know how to manage a firewall? Do they know how to close ports? Like, all these different things
Yeah.
that are important, um, are are they're not dealing with it on a daily basis. Um, so to me, it's just really important that you have that. Just like being vigilant, like taking a step back, making that phone call on your own. You need to do that with your IT infrastructure as well.
Right. And even, I mean, I've been hearing more about how, cyber liability insurance will deny claims if you don't have the right, things in place.
That's huge. And so we work with a number of organizations that might have to follow HIPAA, or they have really large vendors that have very big security requirements, and you have to check all these boxes to cover yourself. And I appreciate you mentioned the cyber liability. I mean, that's something that we're requiring of our customers also, because you can have your computer, you can have your antivirus, you can have your anti-malware, you can have your web filtering, but if someone gets a phone call, I mean, and you can lock down machines to a certain point, but your employees want to do work. You might also have someone in your department that does marketing, so they need to go on the Facebooks and social media, where that can kind of be weird.
Mhm.
So you need to protect not only your network and your that security, but you also need the insurance, because if someone gets a phone call and, God forbid, they send out a $40,000 tax bill that wasn't really to the tax guy. I mean, you need that coverage these days. So security is important. Training your employees is important. So it's a multi-pronged approach. You want to stay, just like you going through consistent training. You need to do that too. So an interesting thing that I think many organizations are doing it is, you know how you get those emails that seem fishy with a
Well,
PH.
I think my favorite is when you have the, so and so company, but then it's like at blah 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 blah.com or whatever. And it's clearly a weird email.
That's nice that you're aware of that, though.
Yeah,
Not
but
not everyone is,
I
right?
mean, I always make sure. I mean, it's a small thing, but I always make sure I check the at, who's it from? Like, is it from an actual company? Is it from? Because we get scammed emails all the time. So I'm sure most
It's
people do. So
huge.
that's, for me, that's one quick little way that I check. But are there any other little tips that you would say, like, oh, this is clearly a fishy email?
That's a good one. Check for random misspellings. Like it's interesting with all this that the language is oftentimes a little bit off. Misspellings are there. I mean, also are like sometimes, I don't know, you're in the middle of work and all of a sudden you get an email from UPS or FedEx and you're like, I didn't order anything from FedEx. Right, you didn't. So why are you even looking at this
I know.
email?
Oh wait, I just get someone sending me some gifts.
Like Bank of America has a check for you. Like, I don't do business with Bank of America. What is that about? Like,
Yeah.
what's that?
I think my
Yeah.
favorite new things are the gift cards I get from like Dick's Sporting Goods and
Oh,
Kohl's and all them. Like you know, okay.
oh yeah. When you go to, we get our at the pharmacy, they have signs now because you buy gift cards there. They say, "Are you like? Did you get a call from someone saying they're the IRS?" Like, you have to like click a screen now if you're going to buy those things
Yeah.
to make sure you're not getting scammed. Which that's another level of what we're talking about, though, right? Like the actual pharmacy themselves are now
Yeah.
trying to help you with these scammers. Yeah, and another thing too, Derek, is ask. Like, so my dad, when he was around, he would once in a while send me these emails that were clearly spam, but he didn't click on the
Yeah.
links. He would say, "Is this spam?" Whatever. Like, do you have this account, Dad? Like, no, you don't work with that company. And no,
Yeah.
it's spam. You could just delete it safe. My wife is very good at that. She clicks on nothing and sends it to me, and which is great. And then if you
Yeah.
have an IT company, they have special ways that you can submit that through your email system,
Right. Right.
which is great. I mean, again, this is a false sense of urgency that they're trying to create. So you do something quickly and mess up and just cause some headaches.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the other kind of unique thing is like, especially if you're new at a company, there's different protocols. So try and understand them and don't click anything unless you're 100% sure. Right. Because when I moved to this firm last year, I got a lot of stuff saying, oh, we got this fax. And a lot of systems will have email faxes. So I would think like, oh, but I checked first and it turned out they were spam. So I think, definitely make sure you understand, especially if you're new at a company, what you actually do get emailed and what you don't.
Absolutely. And I would hope that if you're at a company and you ask questions, no one's going to be upset if you ask questions. They're
Leave this
probably going to be
guy.
upset if you yeah. What are you asking? No, that's a good thing. Like that's a proper response to
Yeah.
that, because like you're not the IT guy there, you're a financial guy. That's what you focus on. So
Yeah.
like you can ask your IT
Well,
department
trust me,
about that. Yeah.
that's a better question than, oh crap, what did I do? How do I fix this? So,
Yeah. Yeah. How do we remediate this now? Now we the attorneys involved and like all of that, get the insurance. Yeah. That exactly.
well, I mean, anything else we should look out for, or anything like individuals should do, or business owners should kind of keep in mind?
I don't know. These are all great things. I do think that probably want to stay up to date, maybe hear the stories that are going on, just because it's possible that someone's never received one of those eFax things. I mean, we're in the business, we see that all the time, and they're going out to anyone, home users, businesses,
Yeah.
anywhere. How many people still fax? But like, wait, what's this fax? Like, no, you don't fax. No, who's gonna fax you?
I work with insurance companies. They still use fax.
Okay, fine. In the business world, yes, yes. I mean, yes, thank you. And
Yeah.
which they shouldn't. But anyways, that's another thing. It's not as secure. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, and just to stay up to date, read the news, hear the stories. I think that's just important. It just keeps your mind fresh. And I mean, there's YouTube videos and things on that where people go
Yeah.
on, and there's fun things too. Scammers scamming the scammers. Those are really interesting videos I found on YouTube, which is very cool out there.
Yeah.
Um, they go after these. There are businesses in different countries where they literally have people on phones calling like they're Microsoft and all this, and these scammers kind of got these robots in there and got stink bombs and like really, I mean, it got worse than that, but it was good. There are good people fighting the fight out
Yeah.
there.
I'll show you. Cool,
Yeah.
Avi. Well, anything else you want to talk about today, or anything else you want to mention before we go?
Um, I mean, I think you asked me everything. I mentioned the healing of this world we're in, and currently right now working on this cancer campaign, and I really do believe that there can be and will be a world without cancer. And I just ask more people to get behind that and support where you can and where you want. You don't always need to throw money in. You can just follow and look around. Oh, I've been doing YouTube videos now with all this campaign, and some people are into it. So I have at least like 5 followers now, which is very
Oh,
exciting.
all right,
But
rockstar here.
if I mean, yeah, if someone wants to find me on social media, I'm definitely doing the YouTube videos, and I'll be continuing them for the next campaign, and some big stuff which doesn't exist yet though. For my Healing of the World, there will be likely a private Facebook group that will come out, and I will be posting about that, and there's going to be a lot of amazing healers and wonderful people in this world that are making it a better place to come together in one spot and sharing ideas. And I'm really, yeah, I'm really jazzed about
Yeah,
that. It doesn't exist. It's right in here and out there. I'm
yeah,
talking
put
to
it
a
out in
bunch
the
of
world.
people, so I really appreciate it, man. You do amazing work out there, and yeah, I just appreciate that we're connected.
So
So
final question, Avi, how do we find
uh,
out about you?
yeah,
We're gonna
for my
contact. Someone
company.
wants to call you. What do you do? Who do you call?
Go so
Yeah.
wecarecomputers.com online. Find us there. And my name is Avi Smith-Rapaport. I don't hide online. So if LinkedIn, if you're in business, we would love to connect you there. We use I'm on LinkedIn. My company all has a LinkedIn, We Care Computers. I'm on the Instagram as Smith Rappaport, and Facebook, I'm just my name there. So yeah, I think that's what I do these
Okay,
days.
awesome. Well, make
Thanks,
sure you
man.
send him a secure email when you talk to him, or else he'll.
Thanks. Secure email, we didn't even get into, but yes, we'll get into that next time, right?
All right, thanks, Avi. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Derek.